Hi everyone, it's Jeffrey, it's Red Color. How are you? Hi Seascape. So it's July, it's time for July. And I threw cards as to whether I should do it now. And my card of the day actually today is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is really nourishing and practical. And so it's nice. All right. These help me to see that, but they're a little blurry because they're scratched. All right. So I'm going to throw some general for the collective. And then I'm going to go sign by sign. And I don't have it just feels good. It feels like productive and nourishing and digging in. That's what it feels like for July. July 2025. I have to write everything down. Okay, away we go. How's the weather by you? It's very cool here. It's kind of cloudy and it's going to rain. And boo-hoo. It's not 100 degrees, that's for sure. All right, so this is for the collective. Let's begin. 1, 2, look at that. 3. I'm going to start with the big ones. All right. So, whoops. It goes this way, because that's the way I throw it. Yeah, I think the heat is going to switch. It's going to go from the East Coast to the West Coast. The East Coast is going to get cool. Here, it's very cool. Okay, so we start with, like, the Lady of Mystery. What is she going to reveal or not reveal? And I think what she's going to reveal is your relationship, your sense of harmony, what makes you feel harmonized, and the end of a way of thinking that you know doesn't work anymore. And here we are. That, and to bring yourself more into a sense of nurture, more to a sense of abundance, practically. Your intuition is going to guide you as to how you can take care of yourself physically and bring yourself into harmony and to let go of what doesn't work anymore. Yeah, so that you can nourish relationships with yourself, with others, with your soul. You can hear me, right? Yeah, and bring yourself into a state of harmony. Really nice, really nice. This card, it's a 4. So 4s are about, good. 4s are about stability. Good that you can hear me. 4s are about stability. And it feels like understanding the stability of your body, of your mind, like bring yourself into a state of harmony by letting go of something that doesn't work anymore. So that's really the overall energy for July for everyone. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the small cards because I can fit more of them. And the classes are officially beginning, officially, on July 2nd, 7 o'clock Central. You figure it out. I always get confused. I always go backwards. This Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. Yeah. And you can still sign up. So all the description is all below. Okay. I'm going to start with Leo. Oh, I didn't do the collective one, whatever. You'll tune in and you'll figure it out. Okay, I didn't write down the numbers. But I'm going to start with Leo because, in July is when Leo starts. And I just started with Cancer last time. So we'll start with Leo and go through. That's my plan. So I'm going to shuffle. I'm glad you're here. All right, Leo. 4:30. Let's just make it 4:30. Hi, Leo. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for July. Happy birthday, Leo. And early Leo. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. That was sweet. Okay, classes begin on July 2nd, officially, 7 o'clock Central. I'm available for readings. I have books for purchase. Go check them out. All right. All right, Leo, away we go. Uno, dos, tres. Oh, look at that. All right. Wow. I have 3 10s. So something's going to end. Things have got to stop. You know, you're tired of carrying the burden. Oh, no, I have 2 10s. Sorry, I thought it was a 10. You're tired of carrying the burden. You've gathered all you can gather, and now you're going to go through. You're a farmer. And at the end of the season, it's like, okay, this works, this doesn't work. And it's like you evolved as a soul. It's like you evolved as a soul, so now you're ready for the next phase. And luck is on your side. And you're going to let go of, yeah, exactly. You're going to let go of things that bother you, but you're going to become really aware of them. You know, it's going to get really clear. It's like, this really isn't working in my life. This thought pattern isn't working anymore. And there's no more denial, and something's got to change. So it's this kind of wake-up call. Yeah. Okay. The 7 of Swords, which is about defensiveness. Yeah. This is really about healing. So I think you're going to allow more healing in. You're going to allow more love in. That's the way it feels. It feels like you're going to allow more love in. Yeah, and bring yourself in from the cold. It feels like in a physical way. So maybe you're going to change your diet or your sleeping habits or your exercise or how you take care of yourself physically. You're going to come to a realization. It's like, this really isn't good for me. I've been eating these cookies every day, and I know they're not good for me, so I'm going to stop. Just an example. So that you can, feel revitalized in your creativity, in your passion. The inside is where the answer is. And the heartache led you there. So, sometimes it's like we need a little wake-up call in our lives in order for us to get moving. And it feels like that. It feels like a real wake-up call. A real wake-up call. Okay, Leo. That was an interesting reading. Well, it's perfect for your birthday. When your birthday comes around, it's always a good time to reflect and say, okay, this is working, this isn't working, this is what I want to change, this is what I want to bring in, this is what, right? So that's that. So that's Leo. Next, we go to Virgo. But we have to shuffle. Okay, so let's begin. 8, 19. Hello, Virgo. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the month of July. It feels overall like a good month. It feels like things are going to be more stabilized. That's what it feels like individually, not necessarily on the outside, but on the inside. Classes begin on July 2nd. All the information is below. I have lots of books for purchase. I'm offering readings. Okay, Virgo. I'm a Virgo rising. I'm very Virgo-y in a lot of ways. Okay, cut. It's a process. If I don't shuffle, then I get the same cards over and over. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Abundance, flow, new inspiration, being fulfilled emotionally. Lovely, 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 lovely beginning. Fairness and balance. A new opportunity arises. It feels like the new opportunity is going to arise from a new inspiration, a new intuitive hit, a new understanding, a new direction. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Run with it toward a place that's calm. And that's when it really starts to flow. So first you have to put yourself in a calm place, and, you know, the past is the past, you know. So sometimes, you could do this like a meditation, and it's like completely let go of the past, completely let go of the future, and just be in the eternal moment. And from there, create. It's like I'm no longer this person or that person or this job or this character or like I'm just the light. That's all I am, and I'm gonna let my light lead me. Nice, 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 nice. And I have the Empress here. I'll show you. Can you see everything? Let me do this. Okay. Abundance, flow, creativity, growth, a new hope, a new inspiration, a new guidance toward fulfillment. Trust your heart. That's where the opportunities are to make you more balanced. Run with it. Move forward into something calm, and that's when the ideas really start to flow. Very nice. Very nice, Virgo. Oh, I was going to put them in the wrong deck. That wouldn't be good. Okay. I'm so glad I closed the door because the dog started. Somebody has like 5 dogs or something, and they put them all out and they let them just bark forever. It's kind of crazy. Okay. Libra. We're coming up on Libra. I'm going to write down the number because sometimes we forget. Libra at, let's say, make it 1220. Okay. Hi, Libra. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the month of July. And classes begin on the 2nd, which is Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central. It's me and Nancy Jean. It's 6 weeks, and it's going to be fun, fun, fun. And I have books available for purchase and readings, and go check it all out. All right, Libra, away we go. 1, 2, 3. I got the Empress again. Nice. Okay, you can't revive the old way of thinking. You can't revive it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work anymore. And so a new dawn is rising, a new idea, a new perspective, a new revelation. To rebalance yourself, because he's just been on a rough trip. He just got off one of these boats that was like, whoa, and he's going to rebalance himself. Oh, I got to figure it out here. I'm going to keep it all afloat. In a creative, abundant way. I realize what it is that I have to let go of, and I'm willingly letting go of it. It might be a way of thinking. It might be a relationship. It might be a job. It could be anything. But it's like I'm willingly letting go of this because I know it's not for my highest good. Because I've learned my lesson. It's inevitable that I've learned my lesson. And my intuition is super strong as to how I can move forward. And I have to look in different places. I have to look in different places. And that's my second 3, so that's creative. I'm looking in a different place. I'm doing different things. And I'm not gonna pick up the old thing anymore. I'm not gonna, it's gonna be really easy to go back into your old habits, but I think you're gonna see it. It's like, no, I've done this before. I've done this before, and it didn't really work. So I think I'm going to change my mind. Yeah, and wait for a new inspiration and a new hope and a new direction that's more balanced and helpful and more. The thing is with this, he doesn't forget the past. This is the alchemist. So this is like, okay, well, I'm going to take like the experiences that I had in the past that maybe weren't so great, and now I'm going to remix them now and making it something new. I'm not going to forget the past. I'm going to utilize it to my own benefit, my own healing. That's nice. Okay, Libra. That's July. If you want a one-on-one, let me know. And let's put the cards back together. Oh. See, it's the rainy season here. And usually, like during the rainy season, yesterday it was like that. So we get some sun in the afternoon, and about, say, 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock, it starts to rain. But lately, it's just been raining, like even during the day, and it's a little depressing. Yesterday we had some sun, so that was nice, but we were getting more rain than usual, so it seems. All right. But my garden is like incredible. I have a geranium. I'm going to get 15 blooms on one plant. And they're all, saying, oh. That's what they're saying. They're saying, oh. Okay. All right. Scorpio is at, let's make it 17. Hi, Scorpio. This is Jeffrey. This is Right Color. And this is your reading for the month of July. Tarot classes begin on July 2nd, which is Wednesday, this Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central. Please join us. I offer readings. I have books available for purchase. Go check them out. All right. And as many of you know, I'm a Scorpio, so this is my reading too. One, it better be good. You know how I get every month. It's like, if it's not good. Okay. A state of harmony. A perceived state of harmony that is not as stable as you thought it was. However, the magic is with you. Oh, and a big transformation is about to happen. Wow. Toward emotional satisfaction. And a healing. This could also be like a new healing modality that you invite in. You take full responsibility. And once you take the full responsibility, that's when the opportunities present themselves. Opportunities for healing. And it's also, I'm also getting like there's this real, it's like a new sense of intuition, a new sense of, so maybe if you're already intuitive and you don't hear much, you're going to start hearing more. Or if you don't really feel it, you're going to start feeling more. Or maybe you're going to do some, I don't know, what do they call it? Automatic writing? I feel like something new is coming. It feels like something really new is coming. It feels good. It feels good. The tower, everybody overdoes the tower. The tower basically means like you're vibrating at a higher level. So your oversoul comes in and says, you know what? I know this worked for you, but we have something more fulfilling for you. So we're going to, let the other thing collapse so that something new can come. Because that way, that's what it feels like overall so far, is that the things that collapse are supposed to collapse so that you could be more fuller yourself. else to say it. All right, that was Scorpio. Next to Sagittarius. Good thing I know the order. Sagittarius. Yeah, it's weird weather everywhere. I know. I mean, it's not as weird here as some places, but it's cooler. All right. Sagittarius at 20, let's make it 2030. Hi, Sagittarius. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the month of July. Classes begin on July 2nd. Tarot classes begin on July 2nd, 7 o'clock Central. Please join us. I have books for sale. I offer readings. And away we go. Oh, excuse me. 1, 2, 3. All right. You're learning new things, and you're kind of testing them. You're kind of planting them, and seeing where they lead, But it feels new. And this is like this kind of a wake-up call. It's like you have everything you need. You know how to utilize the tools, even if you don't feel like you do. You are able to. You have to call on your higher self, your eternal spirit, eternity symbol, to bring you into, like, trust your own leadership, trust your own guidance, trust your own intuition. You have everything you need. Yeah, and this is a great card. This is a real kind of July, August card anyway. I got the eternity thing here twice. I can't do it because it's always backwards. So the eternity symbol only shows up twice, right? And it's here and here. And it's this energy of like, I trust the infinite wisdom of my light. I trust the infinite wisdom of my light and my intuition and my loving nature to lead me toward fulfillment, to lead me towards something that's going to last, something stable. And, if I have to work with other people, I will. The right people will show up with the right skills. And the magician doesn't always do it on his own. Sometimes he's, he is like, say, the overseer, right? So let's say, I don't know, you want to build a store. I don't know, just an example. And, you don't really know what the layout is. You're good at, say, the marketing, but you don't really know how to do a physical store. So you get an architect who like specializes in retail and goes, okay, well, the counter will go here, and this is where you put the dressing rooms, and and this is what makes sense. And this has the flow through the store, so they're going to see more stuff and pick up more stuff. It's like I hired somebody to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. To rebalance. So, I said that the eternity shows up twice. It actually shows up 3 times. This is the 3rd time it shows up. So it's this element of really trusting your light to lead you and guide you toward the thing you want to build. And, you're going to learn new skills, and you're going to become really good at it, and you're going to enjoy it. Really nice. Really nice. Okay, Sagittarius. Now, the first time I did, not the first time, but one of the times that I did this live, I had a 2-hour thing. And it's like, I can't do 2 hours. I have other things to do. But if you, hire me for a reading, it's a lot more detailed. Oh, hi, Miss Orchid. All right, so that was Sagittarius. Next is Capricorn. I'm going to shuffle, and then I'm going to write down the number. So this is for July, and classes begin July 2nd, and I'm offering readings. I have wonderful books available for purchase. I'm working on other stuff, and now I realize that I have to redo everything I already did. It's like, that was my little revelation this morning. It's like, okay. I mean, I just have to like reorganize it, which, you know, in the physical world, it's easy. But in, you know, online world, it's not so easy. But you just look up, you know, how do I do this? And you do it. And then how do I do that? And you do it. All right. Okay, Capricorn. Let's go. 25. Let's make it 25:30. Hi, Capricorn. It's Jeffrey. It's Ripe Color. This is your July reading. Tarot classes begin on July 2nd. All the information is below. I have books available for purchase. Go check it all out below. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what's going on for July. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You're starting on a new journey. You're realizing what doesn't work. And now that you have that revelation of what doesn't work and what makes you anxious and all that, it's like, okay, I'm going to build something new. I'm going to see it through, which is Capricorn 101. This is a really powerful card, you know, because the Knights have this energy of movement and action, but this one is standing still, and he's standing still because he's in the physical world. The little thing, everything's backwards. It's hard to do. The Pentacle. So it's like, I'm going to take action on something in the physical world and see it through to the end. Boom. Very Capricorn. And when I come to places where I don't know what to do, I'm going to trust my heart and trust my intuition to guide me and lead me. Take full responsibility toward my freedom, toward my abundance, toward my fertility, toward growth. Nice card. Really nice card. And, you know, once I get that they think the vision, I'm going to act on it. And as I act on it, more and more ideas come. You know, it's almost this energy of like, you can't learn to swim on the side of the pool. You have to be in the pool to learn how to swim, you know. It's really nice to do this on the outside of the water, but you don't really know what it's like until you're in the water. It's like, oh, this is what it feels like. This is how I'm moving the water. This is what it's like to glide. This is what it's like to, see? I used to swim. And I'm going to rely on myself in order to build my own wealth, in order to build my own security. I'm going to rely on myself. There's this real sense of autonomy, very much so. Very much. It's not about answering to others. It's really about answering to yourself and your own vision. Very much. Okay, that was Capricorn. 4 sharks. What are 4 sharks? Okay. That was Capricorn. I have really nice guests. I'm so grateful because the last guests were not. They were not. It's rare, but it goes like that sometimes. All right. But, you know, the thing is, I can feel the guests coming because, you know, I'm an intuitive. So I already know. And I knew before they came, so I was kind of like pre-warned. So it was okay. You know, it wasn't like the end of the world. They weren't rude or anything. Okay. Capricorn. Next is Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius is at 20. Let's make it 29.50. Hi there, Aquarius. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the month of July. Tarot classes begin on July 2nd, 7 o'clock Central, which is this Wednesday. Please sign up. I have books available for purchase. I offer readings. All the information is below. Let's get going. Aquarius. Yes. 1, 2, 3. There was a disappointment, but it taught you something. There was a disappointment, but it taught you something that you're going to be able to make something fertile and growing out of. That's interesting. You know, it's almost like you went shopping for a certain type of seed at the nursery, and it wasn't available, or like the person there, they were like, oh, that, you know, those always rot, or it's going to kill everything else in the garden, or something like that. It's a weird metaphor. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to plant these other things instead, and you're going to be really happy. Right. Yeah, there's a certain amount of disappointment and anxiety that you've had to really look at, that you realize what doesn't work. And so now that you don't know what doesn't work, that you do know that what doesn't work, it's kind of like, well, that's information. It's really upsetting. It's really heartbreaking. However, it's good to know the reality of where you stand or where you've been, so that you can actually make yourself more secure. And, you know, you show up in your own reading. This is a really interesting card. So she's naked. That means she's open. She's open to, like, the light of heaven. She's open to a new inspiration, a new reflection. And it's almost like she's getting information from the stars. So there's information from your higher self, from your soul, right? And then she brings it in and she grounds it in. So she, you know, it's both intellect and intuition, and she grounds it into the earth so that it flows. You know, it's like you get this new idea, it's like, I'm going to, I don't know, go to school for this and that. And like, once it comes, it becomes really clear and it flows really easily, and it's really new. And it's something, you know, sometimes I see the star as like, um, it's like your guiding star. It's like this, something that's shining, and like, okay, I'm going to be led by you. Wow. And I'm going to let go of the disappointment. Look how the cards fell. It's all this disappointment, right? And then this new opportunity toward security that you're going to begin on, you know, toward your fertility and a new inspiration. And don't tell yourself you can't do it. This is the key. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. This is self-imposed. So sometimes it's like, well, I really want to start a garden. And then, you know, you're really inspired and this and that. And then, you know, all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I don't have enough land, or, you know, it rains too much here, or blah, 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 blah. It's like, don't do that to yourself, you know. You'll figure it out as you go. And, you know, I think also, you know, a lot of times when we get inspiration or we get like a new idea, it didn't come by accident. It didn't come by accident. It's like, you know, God doesn't give you ideas that won't work, you know? So like, oh, I want to start a garden. Well, start with houseplants and see what happens. You know, oh, you know, I got a house with a backyard and I really want to start a garden, and then it's like, well, start with houseplants and see what it's like to grow plants. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to like go and it's like, oh, I'm going to build this and then blah, blah, blah. It's like, start and then see where it goes. You know, the garden that I have upstairs has evolved. It evolves. I move things around. I have like a little place for some more shade. I have a place for more sun. You know, it evolves. All right. That was Aquarius. Next is Pisces. All right. I have to write down the number. One more. Okay. Hi, Pisces. Let's make it 3510. Hi, Pisces. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. I know you are. July. Tarot classes begin July 2nd, 7 o'clock Central, 6 weeks, me and Nancy Jean. For readings, I have books available for purchase. Go check them out. Here we go, Pisces. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Interesting. Wow. I start with the Hangman, then the King of Pentacles, then the Ace. This is a really spiritual card. This is the only time that Norse mythology shows up in the deck. Hi, Vicky. No, you're not late. I'm up to, I just started Pisces. I started with Leo. I'm up to Pisces. So then we're going to go into Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. But I have everything. I wrote all the numbers down. So when I post the video, I'll put down the time that your sign comes up. Okay. Getting back. This is a really spiritual card. This is Odin. Okay. So this is the story. So Odin is kind of like the Zeus, basically. He's like the king of the gods. He's the thunder god and all that. Sky god. Storms. Which, you know, it's Baal. It shows up in every civilization. I know a lot about that stuff. Anyway, he has the gift of prophecy. And the other gods are like, you're not supposed to have the gift of prophecy. That's a feminine art. But he doesn't say, oh, well, he doesn't like hide it away. He's like, he doubles down. He rips out his own eye. He does a self-sacrifice. There's a willing self-sacrifice. So now he's seeing everything through one eye. So he only has a certain kind of perspective. And he puts himself on the tree. And he puts himself on the tree. He sacrifices himself to his light. He sacrifices himself to himself. It's a really deep story. And there are different stories about how many days, you can get into the numerology, but they're all different, Anyway, so he's sitting there upside down on the tree to see things from a new light, to see things in a new way, to see things upside down, to see things there's a pause, there's like a wait. It's like, I'm going to sit and wait and try to see things from a different angle, maybe from a more spiritual angle. Because what happens is he lets go of all he thought he was. He lets go of what others think of him. He lets go and he dives deeper into his prophecy. He dives deeper into his own light. And then he lets the light inform him. And what happens is when he's on that tree, he goes through all the realms, all the underworld realms, and he understands them and incorporates them, the dark and the light. And then he forms it into something new, or it's formed into something new where he's more illuminated. So he's willingly sacrificing something, to willingly sacrifice something in order for your own light to be more of your guide, okay? Toward security, toward nourishment in the physical world, okay? With a new perspective, with a new idea. The other thing about the Ace of Swords, the way I understand the Ace of Swords, aces are beginnings, they're ones. I also feel like all aces are just a gift, a blessing, because it's this weird hand just floating around. Like, here you go, here's a new idea, or here's money, here's a job, or here's a healing, or here's a creative passion. But this one is really more mental. The thing is, the sheath comes out, right, and it's metallic, and it just, it's so bright, it's like this flash. So, and because this flash happens, it's like the past doesn't exist. It's like we're starting anew with a new vision of security, a new vision of growth, of nurturing, of stability. And then you get started on it. And then, you take it in the hand and you do something with it. You have this inkling of what to do, something creative, something that your passion is involved in. And it might be in a different place, and it might be in a foreign way of looking at things. This is the international card. So sometimes, sometimes it means you're taking a trip, la, la, la. But a lot of times it means, because this should be blue, this is water, there are boats on the water, right? He's at a bay or a river or whatever. The shore, he's at the shore. And there's a new hope, it's like, I'm going to look in a different place. And sometimes the way I see that card is it could be an international card, but sometimes it's like, I'm going to look at things from a perspective of a foreigner. I'm going to look at things from the perspective of a foreigner. If somebody is looking at it from the outside, looking in, not being involved in it, but as a foreigner looking at it. See what I mean? And receiving the gift and receiving the inspiration, receiving the intuition and the healing. It's like, well, I'm going to see where the love is in this, and I'm going to receive the love in this new place, this new perspective, this new land, in a way. That's where the opportunity comes. But you had to change your mind first. You had to change your mind first. And this, in a certain way, is kind of the best of the aces. Because, they're all good. But that ace in particular, it's the Pentacles. So it's like, it's something real in the physical world. So it's like, there's a job offered. There's a certain amount of money offered. There's like a new home offered, But it's real. It's not an idea. And it's not a feeling, and it's not a creative passion. It's something real in the real world. Because pentacles are money, security, stocks, the home, a job, something in the physical world, health. Yeah, that you're going to establish. There's also a spiritual element to this. This is the Pope, so it's hierarchy. So it's like the understanding of hierarchy comes through the Pope's head, through his third eye, and then he mimics it on earth. It's almost like you get the organization from the Godhead, and it's like, and then you make it on earth, because it's Taurus. Did you like that sound? And that's when the ideas start to begin to flow. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to build this website, let's say. Okay, I decide I'm going to build a website. And then, and I have the whole organization in my head. This is what the front page is going to look like. These are going to be like the sub things. And as you start doing it, it's like, and it's going to be this, and it's going to be that, and it's going to be this color, and blah, 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 like that. Really powerful. 2 aces. And, I'm willing to let go and see things in a new light so that I can establish something new. Nice reading. All right. They've all been pretty much nice readings. But overall, the theme that I'm getting is all of us, so far, the collective, and I'm halfway through, I'm more than halfway through, is like, okay, people are going to become aware of what doesn't work. Like, this doesn't work. This isn't established. This used to work. It doesn't work anymore. And I have to figure out a new way and let go of what doesn't work. But at the same time, utilize what didn't work to say, well, I've been down that road before, so I'm not going to go down it again. Or I'm going to go down it again, but I'm going to be prepared, right? Or I'm going to go down it in a different way, in a new outfit, let's say. Oh, I went to the desert and I brought my wool coat. Well, that probably wouldn't work. Well, maybe now you need something, oh, I need something to protect me from the sun. I need, or whatever, example. Thank you, Sandra. All right. That was Pisces, so that's the end. And now we begin again. Aries. 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 Shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. One more shuffle. These small cards, you can see more cards, and it's easy because these are like, it's quite a lot bigger. All right. Aries is at 45, say 40. Okay. Hi, Aries. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the month of July. Tarot classes begin on July 2nd. Please sign up, 7 o'clock Central. Books available for purchase, as well as readings. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Look, you've got to let your intuition and your higher self guide you. And really, really listen to yourself in a really loving way. Cheers. He's also the diplomat. So there's this understanding now that I'm putting it together. It's like, okay, my intuition is really strong, and sometimes she could be a little mysterious. So it's like, okay, I want to start, like, I'll come with another example. A chocolate store. All right, I'm feeling like I really want to, I love chocolate. I would love to have a beautiful chocolate store. And I love doing that. Bah, 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 bah. And then, and maybe you get too big for your britches in a way. It's like, well, I have to figure out how to make chocolate and blah, blah, blah. It's like, be diplomatic. So in other words, okay, maybe eventually you want to learn how to make chocolate, but it's going to take a few months or even a few years. So in the interim, it's like, well, I'm going to find a good chocolate person who can, I can get my inventory from, right? That's a diplomatic way of looking at it, right? Think, okay, let me start small. Maybe I'll start by just selling chocolate to my friends. Maybe I'll start by, see, there's like a balance in it. Because this is the diplomat, and he's really compassionate, right? So you have to combine those two. And then, you take hold of your creativity and your passion and begin. Now, there might be something or somebody from the past who's going to, it could be a memory, or it could be a person or an idea from the past that's really a gift to you as to how you can make this happen, how to make it work, how to make it fulfilling emotionally. Yeah. And once you incorporate that, that's when the real transformation begins. And the thing with the death card is, and people get so freaked out by that card, and it's such a good card, actually. It's really this energy of, I'm going to let something die so that something else can live. So let's say you do have a garden, and, you had a plant, and, it was in a big pot, and all of a sudden, it died. And it's like, okay, well, I can use the pot, I can use the soil, and I could use the old plant and cut it up and add it to my soil to make it more, juicy, fertile. Right? That's what I do all the time. So the thing is about the death card is there's a rebirth there. It's really the phoenix. Like that's what's going on in that card. And there's a new light. The sun is rising. The sun is rising. And sometimes the things that have to die in order so that something else can live. Right. Yeah, you're going in a new direction. You're being beckoned. You're being beckoned by your spirit, by your feeling as to where to go. And I'm really getting that because look at how much I have here. I have the beckoning, and basically the beckoning and like incorporating the past, listening to yourself in the card of intuition. So it's like you're really being like guided, pulled toward abundance and fertility and flow and growth in a new direction. Wow. And this card's come up a lot. So, this card coming up a lot for everyone, and kind of going back to where I said, it's like we all need to like let go of certain habits or thoughts or ideas or limited thinking that, like, once you let go of that, because sometimes we hold so tightly, it's like, this is what I do for work, or we hold so tightly toward this is, I have to have a relationship with this group of people. Where will I be without my social thing? It's like, if you let go of it, more stuff can come. Sometimes we hang on too tightly for things that are not as, I don't know, fertile as new things can be. It feels like that. It feels like a big kind of transformation for everyone, which is really interesting and nice. And, it's a little bit like, none of us like change, but at the end of the day, things are always changing. So it's like you got to get with it. Thank you. Chaitali. Correcto? Now that I'm talking about chocolate, I see Sandra. There's a little chocolate store in another neighborhood that I used to live in that neighborhood, and I think I got to get back there. It's homemade chocolate, and it's a small store, and they have all the truffles and stuff. I kind of like plain chocolate, like maybe nuts or something like that, but I like just like a chocolate bar, just like chocolate. Maybe with nuts, but I don't like the filling, and it's just too much for me. Anyway, they used to make it. He had this one thing, it was like a tool case. It was so cool. He had like a little saw and a little hammer and like, maybe like not a level, like a square, but they were all made out of chocolate, and they were cut, one of them was cut, like painted silver, not painted, but whatever. Anyway, yum. Does the hammer taste different than the saw? It's like, no, it doesn't. It's just colored differently. All right, that was Aries. Next is Taurus. Okay. All right. Hi, Taurus. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. And happy July. This is a July reading. And our tarot classes begin on July 2nd, which is Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central. Me and Nancy, 6 weeks. I have books available for purchase, including Tarot Decoded, where I go through every card, and Shadow Work book, where you could use the cards to do your own personal shadow work, etc. So go check it out below. 1, 2, 3. Wow. What hasn't been revealed will be revealed. Things that are in the dark will be illuminated. And it's going to help you to set up a boundary. That's what I got. Yeah, maybe you were living in an illusion as to like the people around you. You know what I feel like? It feels like you've been really reliant on others for things that, that's what I'm getting a whole download now. You're really reliant on others for things that actually you have the ability to do. And the needs to put, because here I get that. There needs to be some boundaries put up so that you could be more free and independent. Yeah, the past is the past, and now it's time to establish a new foundation based in your own light. That's what I got. That's what I got. It's a new sense of ritual, a new sense of where things belong, a new sense of where things belong. And I think it's going to become very clear. What well, it's this new thing of the boundaries that you set with others and others set with you that actually will be more efficient and more guided by spirit and more solid, more stable, more long-lasting. That's what I got. Oh shit, I didn't do the number. I have to go back. I was going to put in 50. All right. I have to go back and look. That was Taurus. Next is Gemini. Okay. Hello, Gemini. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. And this is your reading for the month of July. Classes begin on July 2nd, which is a Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central, 6 weeks. Really good class. Me and Nancy Jean, we go through every single card. We do readings. I go through the Fool's Journey, symbolism, keywords, everything you need. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is kind of like a kick for the procrastination. It's a slap across the face. I used to love to watch those old movies. You know, it's like you want to start something and you keep on telling yourself, oh, I can't. But if you keep on telling yourself, then there's no story here. So it's like break out of your own self-imposed bondage so that you could plant seeds that will grow, that will bring you into harmony. You might have to like juggle things, but you're a Gemini. I mean, who's better at juggling than a Gemini? Nobody. Nobody. There's no sign that even comes close. You know, you want to take your passion in your hand and be able to build something in a state of joy, not in a state of dread. You know, it's like if I'm working on something and I keep on telling myself all the way through, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. What if? Well, then, you know, you're not going to be able to like move forward with it. You know, you're going to be, you know, so busy what ifing, you know, calling everyone. Then you're not going to be able to do anything. So you need to like be in your own autonomy and your own joy and your own sense of like balance, because you have everything you need. And you know, be confident in your action. Be confident in your passion. Be confident. Look, let's say, you know, I don't know, you're a jewelry maker and you want to open an Etsy store, just for an example, right? It's like if you keep on telling yourself, oh, there's too much competition on Etsy, oh, well, then you're never going to do it. And then let's say you do open an Etsy store and it goes south. Let's just say, okay? Well, then you do it on eBay, or you do it on another thing, or you start selling it at a fair, or, you know, you have a little, you know, you cut up some cantaloupe and you invite 10 people over who you know love your jewelry, and have them bring their sisters and their friends and their cousins and their kids, and you sell your stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Well, you know, maybe doing the thing through Etsy is kind of like finding out, it's like, you know what, I don't want to pay for a listing, and I don't want to give in a percentage of my thing. Like, maybe that's what you needed to find out, right? But you're never going to get there unless you do something. So I'm trying to build a website now. I am building a website now, and I realize that it's like not configured properly. So I have to go back in, and I learned that, you know, before it. I mean, it's live, but it's not, you know, like, so I'm going to have to reconfigure it, either that or move the platform that it's on. Like, you know, I'm glad I learned it in the beginning, not, you know, 6 months from now. It's like, oh, why isn't there any traffic? It's like, because everything's mixed up. Yeah. Use the chaos as I'm going to throw more for you. Use the chaos as like the way to get to the best solution. Like, I'm going to try it 3 different ways, let's say. So let's say you're opening that Etsy shop, right? You make your jewelry. So you open the Etsy shop. You open, say, eBay. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. You have your little house parties, you know, and then, you know, 3 or 4 people say to you, there's going to be a craft fair at the church, and if you live in the neighborhood, they, you know, they give you the table for like $10. Why don't you try that? And but, you know, if 3 people say it to you, it's like, well, then try it. Then try it. Oh, I don't have any bags. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You learn as you go. You learn as you go. I'm going to throw more cards for you. Take the idea and run with it. Enough already. Just take the idea and run with it. Confidence. My second 7. My third 7. My third 7. 7, okay. 7s, your numbers are super important. It's where I teach you that. 7s are about confidence. 7 is about spirit. So the energy of a 7 card is like spirit sort of saying, I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. Like, you being led and your spirit is like pushing you toward, and it's like spirit is saying, keep going for it, keep going for it. You know, you're going to figure it out along the way. Let's go. Let's go. That's the energy of 7. That's the energy of it. All right. To bring yourself into balance, so you can finally, this is the best card in the deck, so you can finally live in a sense of freedom, of abundance, of fertility, of growth. There you go. Yeah, I mean, the major cards that I have here are the Magician. You have everything you need in order to manifest whatever you want. The Lovers, which is all about harmony and choices. Balance, justice, and abundance and fertility. That's the big picture. And you have 3 7s to back you up. There you go. Little shot in the arm. All right, Gemini. That was Gemini. Next is Cancer, and that's my last sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. All right. Hi, Cancer. This is your reading for the month of July. Once I start a shuffling, I write down the day, the time. I want to make it 1:04:25. Okay. Hi, Cancer. I have to put the cards together and shuffle. This is a reading for the month of July for Cancer. And this is for everyone. Go check out your rising and your moon, and put those 3 readings together, and I think you get a clear picture. You put in your sun, your moon, and your rising. That generally will work for nearly everybody. All right, so July 2nd, we begin classes. Me and Nancy Jean are your teachers. 6 weeks intensive. It's like an hour and a half or even longer each class. You get to practice, and we go through every single card. We go through the stories, the symbolism, keywords. And, the reason that we're teaching the Tarot is that you to get in touch with your own intuition. Like, that's really why we're teaching it. It's like another tool for you to be in touch with you, right? And to trust yourself. That's not the right meaning for the card. There is no right meaning for a card. There's no wrong meaning for a card. It's about finding your own voice, finding your own intuition, finding your own feeling, your own vision, your own hearing, your own sensing, your own knowingness. All right. Okay, away we go. Cancer. Uno, dos. The sun's coming up like crazy. The 6 of Swords, the Sun, and the Knight of Swords. It's only by turning your back on the past and letting the past be the past and not turning around to look at it that you're going to go into a place that's more calm, that's more full of fulfillment, more full of, more clear. This is really a card of clarity. So, and it's through this clarity that you're going to be able to move forward into a place that's more calm emotionally and act on it really quickly. Because what it is that, the contracts that you made, like emotional contracts that you made with yourself or with others that are unhealthy. You're really clear about it now. You're super clear about it. It's like, I keep on telling myself that I need this person or this job, or I need, or, it's like this unspoken contract that, is made with the devil, basically. And the devil is a dark side of ourselves. And it's like, I'm getting really clear that, I keep on telling myself that, or I tell myself I'm worth nothing without my job, or I need something that's not good for me. And that keeps me stuck, that keeps me tied. And it's coming to an end. And if it comes to an end, then a new story can begin. And this is the interesting thing that I've got to keep it to myself. This is my own personal business. I don't have to tell the whole world about it. That's what I'm getting, actually. What I'm getting is sometimes, we have a certain issue or a certain problem or issue or predicament, whatever. And then we keep on, spewing it to everyone. And then it just makes it worse. Because then people are like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, this one wasn't right to you. And then you just keep on feeding that. But it's like, I get that there's this opportunity to break the chains of that cycle. So instead of just putting it out there and letting everyone know and like, oh, I feel bad for you and no, it's like, I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm going to keep it to myself. It's no one's business but my own. I'm really getting that. And listen to my own heart. Listen to my own heart and my own intuition. Isis doesn't ask permission to create something. She just creates it. She creates it. She doesn't ask for permission. I'm going to get into the story of Isis. Isis and Osiris, there are four major gods. It's Isis and Osiris and Set, and I can't remember the other one's name. They're all brothers and sisters. It's really a mess. And they're all married at the same time. Anyway, Isis and Osiris are like two wheels, right? And Osiris is the god of fertility. And Set is really jealous. He's like the negative side. So Set makes this sarcophagus. And he tricks Osiris. And he cuts him up to 1 million pieces and throws him in the ocean, into the Nile. And Isis and her sister, Set's wife, I can't remember her name, they're so upset. So they're looking, and so they get all the pieces, but they can't find his sex organ. And she goes everywhere. She goes to Lebanon, blah, 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 blah. She makes one. She makes one. She doesn't ask for permission. She goes and looks here and there and asks everyone opinion, right? And then she realizes she's got to do it on her own. And so she makes one, she sits on it, and then Horus comes. And then it becomes a triplicate. She doesn't ask permission. She creates. Out of the chaos, she creates on her own. She doesn't need somebody else's approval to do what she needs to do, right? So I feel like that's what needs to be broken, instead of like, oh, what do you think? What do you think? I don't know. Well, doesn't matter what they think. Your own light will guide you. This is what I'm really getting. Yeah. The truce. It's like, I don't want to fight. I just want to move on. I just want to see things from a new light. I don't want to follow anyone else's guidance. I want to follow my own guidance. That's what I get for you. It's interesting. Like when I do these, this is why I have to change the order, because as I begin, they're good and everything, but as I go deeper in, once I get to the 8th sign or something, I'm really getting it. So I think that's why it's good that I keep on switching the order. Anyway, that's that. So please join the tarot class. It's starts on July 2nd, and 7 o'clock Central. My books are available for purchase. I have readings available. And now let's go back to that site that I've been building that I have to rebuild. So that is that. That is that. And blessings to everyone. Have a lovely July. And, I hope the heat isn't too weird in the States. I mean, I know the weather's changing everywhere. Everywhere. Enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy every day for every day. Not trying to it'd be perfect. It was 2 degrees warmer. It's it is what it is, and enjoy it for what it is, right? All right. Blessings. Thanks for joining me. Join the tarot class. Buy the books. Get a reading. See you soon. Blessing, blessing, blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you, Sandra, Seascape, Chaitali, Miss Orchid, Vicky. Blessings.